Yeah, I think I remember seeing the movie. There's one scene that sticks out, and it probably sticks out for everybody, which is that, have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
What are you talking about?
G'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage. Prepare to start the show, R2. This is where the fun begins. Hello everyone and welcome to Casual Rage 214. 214, where we casually rage out about the topics of the week. I am going to be off camera today. I am not feeling the greatest. And it's kind of weird. I keep going through these and it's because of the weather changing so dramatically. But I keep going through these shifts of I feel fine for a few days and then I start I feel like I'm getting a cold or something. You might be able to hear it in my voice, and my nose has been running like a motherfucker. But I don't know. And then it's also the way I sleep. I got a little bit of a headache. But we're here. I'm not missing another Casual Rage because it seems like what happens is I go 1 week on and then 1 week off, and I didn't want to do that this week. Not that there's a lot to talk about. Not that there's a lot to talk about. I got to do it straight away. Nolan, sorry. Fuck. He comes over to Casual Rage and drops a 50 bomb and goes, whoop. Dude, all right. You know what? Because you did that, and I really do appreciate it, man. I owe you a shot. I'll do a shot on Flashcast this weekend just for you, just for that super chat. Dude, that is awesome, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's so funny. Flashcast is so much fun, and I have so much fun over there. And I think it's awesome. Flash and I get along great, so it's really cool. But he obviously gets a lot of super chats. He's got a big channel, and he does pretty well and stuff like that. And, I love giving the chat some shit come over, got this tiny little channel, some support, But yeah, it's awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Nolan. I owe you a shot. I'm going to write that down. I don't have a fucking pen. And my phone's over there. All right, I've just got to remember, which I will. $50 super chat, of course. I'm going to see it at the end of the stream anyway. Thank you very much, Nolan. Dude. Where's my thing?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nolan. See, I don't think I look too bad. Like, I look fine, but I feel, ugh. And I don't, like, you know, I'll probably be sitting here like this talking about it. And I don't, like, well, do I look really any different than I normally do? Anyway, we will continue. We will continue. What's Woot? Oh, he's just paying for a shot and he's going, Woot! Like, woohoo! Sort of thing. Dude, that's awesome. What was I saying? I was just saying how I wasn't feeling well. Anyway, let's stop talking about that because that's just going to keep putting me down. So let's say hello to the chat because we do have, there's not a lot to talk about though either, especially when it comes to Star Wars. Like I said last week, they blew their load so early. They do not have anything and no one's really got anything to talk about. We're recycling old news, which we went through all the old news stuff last week. But then like even this week, there's some Andor stuff, small amount of Andor stuff. And that's basically because the Nelson ratings of coming out and all of that, which we're going to talk about. It's so, what's the word I'm looking for? It's so deceiving the way that they've done it. We've got a couple of trailers to watch, and yeah, we'll get around to it. We'll get around to a couple of small things, and I did have a couple of things in the bank just to see how we go through the stream. Because, like I said, I don't necessarily have a lot to talk about. So, all right, let's see who we've got here. We've got Darth Ghostface, and he says sorry for missing last stream. Dude, I just noticed that you weren't. I just noticed that you weren't in the chat. It's cool. Things happen. You don't always have to be here, but like, you know, when you know that there's someone here like constantly and then you don't see him, it's like, whoa, I just noticed that person's not here. No, I appreciate it, dude. You support a lot of channels and a lot of people, so thank you. Jordan Star Wars, force choke that like button. Yeah. Thank you very much. Jordan Star Wars. Trev, always got questions, which I like because it keeps me talking. When are you going to make video on Andor Season 2? Well, look, the thing is with Andor Season 2, and like, I don't know if you probably have noticed, if anyone's paying attention to my channel, I haven't really been dropping a lot of videos. I haven't really been doing a lot of videos, which, you know, is not necessarily the best thing for a YouTube channel. You want to do videos, you want to, you know, get new subscribers and, you know, get new people and stuff like that. I've just run out of time. My real world life job, you know, this is very much just a hobby thing for me. I appreciate the massive amounts of support, you know, that I do get from, you know, the members. You know, we've got Mike Hill, who just dropped a member chat that's been a member for 42 months. You know, it's a long time. You know, contributing a small amount each month, it's very, very helpful. But like in regards to being able to put out a lot of content, it's very hard to do it when I, you know, back when, because I started the channel when COVID was sort of going down. We had some massive lockdowns. All I could do was write scripts and, you know, make videos and record and maybe jump on a live stream here and there, maybe do a live stream here and there. The full Aussie was a lot easier to do. You know, we were starting that stream at midnight on Saturday night. You know, and while that lasted, it was a lot of fun. But like, it gets a lot. So with Andor specifically though, I would have done videos for it, like for each episode, if they had have, let's say, dropped weekly. If they had have dropped weekly, I tell you what, it wouldn't be getting the praise that it's even getting now, I don't think. But it's because of the way they released it. It's like 2.5 hours a week. and I just couldn't. I couldn't figure out how to do it. So we basically did it through the Casual Rage streams. So if you want to sort of get, I know they're long, but they're in depth, and I feel like I give my points and I give them well enough. And I feel like I was pretty fair with it too. There's another comment coming up in the chat, which I'll get to. But I've really been able to sort of separate the two, you know, Star Wars from Disney Star Wars. But yeah, so look, I apologize for anyone that's expecting or was expecting like videos for Andor. But the best way to view it now is just those 4 weeks. There was the watch party in between, which wasn't good. I didn't like doing the watch party in the end. That's why we didn't do it the following week. And also, too, I went on to Night's Watch, and also Anna. We did a massive breakdown on that Star Wars Girls channel, so you can check those out as well. I'm sure they're still up. Melissa Lord's in the chat. How you doing, Melissa? Good to see you. Palpatine's Pizza Padawan. How you doing? And of course, the great Mike Hill sends me everything that basically we talk about, nearly everything. There's some stuff that I find and hold on to myself. But for his 42-month membership, he says, one of my favorite movies of all time is finally getting a sequel, Spaceballs 2. Yes, we're going to talk about that. I don't know whether or not to be excited about it or not. I really don't know whether or not to be excited about it or not. The Nuisance Bird, Caw-caw, how you doing? Gary R, good to see you, Gary. Mether Schwartz, be with you, yes. It was nice seeing Mel Brooks too. Yes, I have seen it, but we are going to watch it. We are going to talk about it. Let's see. This was, it's funny. The one thing that triggered from what I was about to say before was from the same person. In the Rise of Skywalker comics, it looks like Ahsoka has died. Script Trooper and Star Wars Mag made videos about this topic today. What do you have to say about this? Obviously, I don't really care about the comics. The only thing that I can go off is what we saw in The Rise of Skywalker, and that was that Ahsoka spoke to Rey, you know, when she became all the Jedi. Now, I have major problems with that scene anyway, because there are people that end up speaking to her that shouldn't be speaking to her. They didn't achieve the ability to become one with the Force. They became one with the Force, but it doesn't. They didn't achieve the ability to have any form of their consciousness continue through the Force whatsoever. So there are people that spoke to her that shouldn't have even been able to speak to her, that we know are dead. Right. But, you know, the fact that Dave Filoni had to come out and clarify and say, no, Ahsoka's not dead. Ahsoka's not dead. Ahsoka's the only one out of all of those people that's not dead. Just tells me that they fucking don't care and they don't even really know what they're doing. You know, the entire reason why Ahsoka's voice in there is basically like an Easter egg. It's for the Vader people. He Vadered. It's for the red lightsaber people. It's red. It's fucking red. It's for the seals. It's for the shills. It's just the jangling keys in there. And that's basically where a lot of people say that's what Star Wars has become. It's self-referencing, and self-referencing garbage is the best way to put it. So yeah, that's my take on it. I can only go based on the lore that I know of real Star Wars, and them trying to feed that in, and then them trying to justify it and say, no, that's not how that works. And it's like, okay, how does that work then? No one's given an explanation for why Ahsoka did speak. The only explanation is that she did speak to her and she's not dead. That's it. Let's see, who else have we got here? Yeah, I know. Spaceballs, the sweatshirt. I really hope that they do call it Spaceballs: The Quest for More Money. Or is it The Search for More Money? The Search for More Money? I think it's The Search for More Money. But that's what they actually need to call it. If well, it looks like it is actually happening. Again, I just want to thank Nolan for that awesome super chat. I appreciate you, Nolan. Thank you. Thank you. The thing is I can't afford to be sick. Like, I actually need to work at the moment. So yeah. Try to crew, how you doing? Just trying to be all right. If I can fucking say my words properly. Insert username. How you doing? Good to see you. We've got RIP Star Wars for his 18-month member chat. Thank you. It's a long time as well. Andor might be good in quality, but it's not Star Wars. That's kind of my thing with it. I think I've made that very, very clear. I think that there was some decent stuff in there, and there was potential with some of the things that they did. Now, there's stuff in there that I don't like from an EU fan point of view, with the Gorman massacre and all of that sort of thing. Then there's me being like, protective of those legacy characters like your Mon Mothmas and your Bail Organas, and they didn't do them justice or do them well. Created their own new character to basically be the catalyst to what essentially starts the rebellion. And there was things then in there that didn't make sense. There were plot lines that didn't add up and didn't make sense, which we went over. So, and then you've got the lack of aliens and droids, and, I think the list does go on. There's plenty to criticize about it. There was some promising detail in there. It could have been good. But no. GT Weber, I see you. How you doing? Good to see you. Star Wars Marvel purist. The Andor retards are still melting down on Twitter. We'll get into that. You're talking about the rating stuff. Let's see. Oh, we're sort of all caught up. All right. Andor is the best of the worst. Does not mean Andor is good. That's very true too. Let's see. First thing that I just want to go into. You've probably noticed these things just as much as I have, because they are flooding my Twitter feed. And it's basically those AI videos now. Right now, the ones that I've got here are some Star Wars ones. You've probably seen them, but then there's been that what is it, an orangutan or something? I don't know, fucking whatever they are. And then I saw a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one, and then I also saw, what was the one that I saw today? Why am I blanking on what it was? There was another one. Oh, it was Batman and Robin. And at first I watched a couple and I'm like, that's kind of, there was a couple in there that are kind of funny. And then it started flooding my entire fucking feed. And I got so sick of it. So quickly. So there was somebody out there doing a video on how to make these things or something. Isn't some AI company or something getting sued now by like the studios? I heard. Is that for some of these things? I just realized that I didn't have my headphones plugged in, so I need to reshare it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't exactly know what's going on, and I don't really care enough to sort of track it. But we'll watch a couple of these. I saved a few in my And is the copyright stuff over like these sorts of things? Like obviously they're using a Star Wars thing. Can I get in trouble for playing these then?
Yo, internet, I just gave her the lightsaber. No cap. That was straight bussin'. Now it's time for work. Yo, internet, Vader sent us to track down a Jedi. No cap. The drip is clean, the mission is hot, and I am absolutely vibing. Yo, boys, I was the only one who made it out. Massive W. Everyone else got smoked. I guess my aura is just different.
I didn't like that one. I haven't watched some of these. I just saw them and I just saved them. So some of them I haven't watched. I didn't like that. I didn't like that one. That one wasn't funny at all.
Terry here. Vader's been a dick, so we're making his suit pink.
Morning, Terry.
Terry here.
Yeah, okay. See, this is the thing. Now that I've seen so many of them, like I don't know if any of them are going to be necessarily funny anymore.
Terry here. We found Terry here. We found 2 rhinos, so we're gonna have these fuckers joust on them. Oh my god. Terry here.
Okay, that was good.
Jenkins said he was just gonna have one. 12 times.
Terry here. So we took some tabs. Jenkins hasn't blinked in 25 minutes, and Kyle thinks he can talk to trees.
I like that.
The trees can
That's funny.
speak.
Terry here.
They're on acid.
Jenkins is absolutely faded and found a missile, so we're gonna launch him.
Terry here.
Okay,
Just landed
there's-
in India. It smells exactly like you think it would.
Terry here.
We found like a pound of packed snow in this crate. Tastes kind of funny though.
Bro, it's exfoliating.
We'll update y'all in an hour.
That definitely wasn't snow. Jenkins just said he can reach light speed. Jenkins said if we die out here, he's at least dying comfortable. He brought a mattress, not a tent, a mattress. Terry here. We found 2 rhinos.
Oh, that's okay. They replayed that one at the end. What's this one? Okay, there was some funny ones in there. I like that one. I like that one.
Where are we? Greg? Oh no. Greg? Greg, wake up, man. Come on. Greg, seriously, get up.
Oh, I'm awake.
Dude. Okay, where the hell are we? Is that Alderaan? All right, new plan. We sneak in, grab a ship, and get out. I swear I saw something a while back. Vader had a plan to blow this place up.
Oh, yeah. We're leaving. We're blowing up this shit-ass planet.
Oh, here we go. I haven't seen this
Any
one.
questions?
Dude, I'm so fucking done. This is
Boss
all Vader's
says.
fault. Tatooine was cursed, man.
No.
Nothing has gone right since. Maybe
Not
this was
today.
his way of punishing us.
Greg, that's the one. That's the ship. Act casual, go. Let's go. We stole the ship. We're out of here.
Hello?
Oh no. All right, buddy, time to go. Wait, where even are we? Somewhere not Alderaan. You'll figure it out.
Okay. Kind of ended gay. Let's see. What's this one? Oh, dude. Nolan, dude, I owe you 2 shots at least. Have a great have a great night. I'm guessing that's what it says. I'm dyslexic. So you adding have a great at night? Like, whoa, this makes my head spin. Hail chat. Dude, thank you so much, Nolan. I appreciate the support. I really do. What a legend. What a fucking legend. I got to play something for that, surely.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Can you see the ball sack now? Can you see the ball sack now?
You're like stroking your leg. You're like stroking your leg with your one finger too.
Not bad, not bad, not bad. Now you.
What else we got here? What's this?
It's time to discuss this in committee. It's time to discuss this in committee.
It's not a committee. It's not a committee.
Oh.
R4. Pass Justin the Spare Podcast. Pass Justin the Spare.
Red 2, standing by. Red 11, standing by.
Red 5 standing by.
Anakin, Chancellor Palpatine is evil! From my point of view, the Jedi are evil! Well, then you are lost!
I love you.
I know.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt!
Thank you, Nolan. What a legend. What a legend. There's some ones in there I haven't seen. Fuck, I've got to go through my videos on StreamYard. See, this is how much time I don't have. Like, I haven't, like, trimmed the garden of the StreamYard fucking videos and stuff. I need to add some videos. Dude, I don't even know what to say. It's very rare that I get even a $50 super chat, let alone a $100 super chat, and I really appreciate it. Can't thank you enough. Lawmaster Chris, how you doing? How you doing? Ren's in chat. Yes, we're going to talk about the search for more money. Thank you. Awesome. Let's go back, finish watching a couple more of these AI memes. Star Wars AI memes.
Turns out these Ewoks are chill as fuck, and they hooked me up with the good stuff.
Damn, I think I greened out, man. That was some heavy shit. Vader's gonna kill me, dude.
That's kind of funny.
Prime, and we found this glowing fungus. Apparently it fucks with your soul or something. Eric's going first.
Bro, I'm already sweating.
Yo.
Well, we are so fucking faced right now.
Guys,
From Vader's
Like,
bitch
the drug ones are actually kind of funny because, like, they're stormtroopers and they're out on a mission and they just find mushrooms and start eating mushrooms. Just trip balls.
Boys, orders just came in from Vader's bitch ass, and me and Greg are headed to Endor. Forest mission, easy terrain, little recon work. Should be chill. Okay, Greg, I'm telling you, I've seen like 5 of those little teddy bear looking things. One of them had a spear.
Well, guess they were real.
I thought you were joking.
We're gonna die in a tree hammock because of you, Greg.
we got out. We got out. Greg chewed through the net like a psychopath, and now the teddy bears are chasing us. They're throwing things. Greg, why are they so fast?
We just got back from Endor. We still got leaves in our armor, and now Vader's bitch ass is sending us to Hoth. Greg, what you think?
Silent shrug.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Bro, Greg! Can you fucking drive? I swear, if we die in this tin can before we even freeze to death on Hoth.
All right. We just landed.
Greg!
Get your ass up!
I can't feel my everything.
Okay, so we're in the middle of an active firefight.
That's funny. Make Princess Vespa and Rey Palpatine do a crossover in Spaceballs 2.
People are screaming, stuff's exploding, and Greg's over there building the damn snowman. Bro, I've had enough. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Hey guys, so like you saw in the last video, after Greg's terrible flying, we've ended up here on Tatooine, and now we're on patrol duty in town.
All right, guys, patrol duty is officially done for the day. Huge shout out to you guys. We just hit 100K followers on TikTok. So to celebrate, we're going to go drink something questionable in a sketchy Tatooine bar. All right, guys, end of the day. Patrol's done. No explosions, no paperwork. We're officially off duty, and we've got drinks that may or may
It's crazy that AI can actually do Star Wars better than fucking even Andor.
not be safe for human consumption. Okay, guys, so Greg went to grab another round. Pretty sure Was that Greg? All right, so we're heading back to base. Greg got kicked out for being Greg. I finished both drinks. Nobody died. I'm calling that a
That's cool. How many we got? Fuck, 2 left.
Didn't kill us. I think Vader's been
This
watching.
is what I mean, though. Like I said, when I first, when saw a couple, it was like, hey, that's kind of cool. That's kind of funny. And then, they just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. And now you go through and it's not just like Star Wars. There's everything.
Watching the vlogs. All right, so we're out of the cell. Vader didn't kill us. Turns out he likes the vlogs. So now we're not getting executed. Just stuck cleaning floors for the next month. Greg still got choked, though. Honestly, could be worse. Day 3 of floor duty. Watch out, this spot right here is slippery as hell. Morning, guys.
Morning.
So, guys, we finally finished our punishment,
Never touching a mop again.
and now we got assigned a new mission. No more janitor duty. We're back, baby. We don't actually know what the mission is yet, but we were told to report to Shuttle Bay 7 in full gear, so fingers crossed it's not Mustafar.
If it's Endor again.
I think that's it.
Boys,
All right,
in the middle of an active firefight, people are screaming,
We saw
stuff's
this.
exploding, and Greg's over there building the damn snowman.
It's just clipped from a longer one. So there you go.
Orders just came in from Vader.
There you go. AI is taking over the fucking world. We don't even need to make videos anymore. Trev, why are we asking me to make a video? Andor video. I'll just make it out of AI. Or somebody's already done it. Somebody's already fucking made an AI Andor review. I wonder if they have. Hey, Soul Assassin. How you doing? All right. Let's get rid of that tab. Let's just talk a little bit about, we'll go through sort of the Star Wars news. Like I said, it's probably going to be one of the shortest casual rages I've done in a while. Just because, like I said, there's not a lot to talk about, and I'm not feeling great. But let's see. There was this. Mark Hamill again. The funny thing is even last week we talked about how Mark Hamill, said he doesn't want to come back as Luke Skywalker. He's just, did you catch the flu, Rhino? No, I don't think I've got a flu. It's just the weather changing. I think it's just a bit of a cold. And I can't really afford to get sick. I need to work at the moment, make as much money as I can. You see the Kyle Katarn actor talk about the game? No, I didn't. Tillium just says, Stargate, Stargate, Stargate. Yes, Stargate. I know. Maybe that's what we do for Casual Rage. We'll just I'll just talk a little bit about Stargate. Just a general talk about Stargate, maybe. Go into some of the episodes that I've watched recently with my mate. I will say, I'm on season 5 right now. Now you got me talking about Stargate. It's so good. Season 5, there's so much. Season 5 is actually pretty dense when it comes to the storylines that it's trying to either pay off or start up. There's a lot in there. It's fantastic. But we'll talk about Stargate another time. Maybe we'll do that because, like I said, Star Wars right now, there's nothing really for the next Oh man, when are we looking at? May 2026. So we're still like 9 months away from a Star Wars thing coming that anyone's going to actually give a fuck about. Obviously, there's still Visions season 3 or whatever. SWA says, no, I still haven't watched Spaceballs. Been reading EU. Well, it's good that you've been reading EU, but dude, you got to see Spaceballs. Is so funny. Like, I kind of almost envy you, because if I wish I could watch Spaceballs for the first time again. Like watching Spaceballs after you've watched it the first time, and you know the jokes and you know everything, it doesn't hit the same. It's still really fucking good. It's kind of like that with any parody, though, isn't it? You could say the same thing about Galaxy Quest. Yes, watch it. Watch it, SWA. Thank you for the $5 super chat. It's good that you've been reading the EU, though. Continue with that. It's really good. It's really good. I've been rereading More Lockdown, which has been really fun. Just got past the Wampa, which is awesome. That fight is so awesome. Anyway, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to make this a bit bigger. So the writing, because the writing for me, when I see it in the shared screen, looks fucking blurry. Here we go. Mel Brooks is a master. He is. It's kind of my whole thing with Game of Thrones. Like, I never got into Game of Thrones, and just as I was about to get into Game of Thrones, everybody started saying it's getting bad. Nah, just watch it, man. Just watch it. So it sounds like Hamill is turning away from the dark side at last. Says like the title. The headline is basically Mark Hamill says George Lucas would never kill the original trilogy's main characters. I don't necessarily agree, and I don't necessarily disagree with that. If I look at it as just that statement, I feel like there may have been, like, you need some hard hitting stuff. So maybe he might have killed one or two of them, you know, given maybe one or two of them a nice ride off into the sunset sort of thing. I don't know. Whether or not he killed original trilogy characters or not, the way that he would have done it would have been better than like Force ODing, you know, projecting yourself across the galaxy like a pussy and then like ODing on the Force, or walking up to your son and just getting run through with a lightsaber, or how did Leia go out? She Force projected Han to Kylo and then OD'd on the Force as well. Like all three of those deaths are so dishonorable to the characters, to George Lucas, to Star Wars, and no matter how you take them out, or no matter how you allow them to ride off into the sunset, I think if George Lucas had have done it, it would have been way better. Way better. Because, like, even with Han, right? Like, we didn't know whether or not Han was going to come back for Return of the Jedi, whether or not he was going to get killed due to the carbonite, all of that sort of shit. And, like, even if, let's say, Han Solo was just Jabba's prize in his thing forever, right? Like, technically Han's not dead, but he's not like, you know what I mean? It's just, the way that he did it would have been completely different. Interview with People magazine revealed that George Lucas would never kill off the main characters of the original trilogy. Hamill remembered expressing his concerns to Lucas during the production in 1983's Star Wars Return of the Jedi. 93. That's the year I was born. He said, you know, Luke has lost his hand. He's got a black glove. Shouldn't it be about Luke struggling with turning to the dark side? George replied, Mark, it's for children. Hamill said, that's why Lucas never considered killing off the main characters in the original trilogy. Yeah, well, maybe. Popped off one at a time. Okay, so I feel like, again, we're kind of recycling old news just to make news for Star Wars with this post. Lucas, Star Wars girl, I think she's okay. I think she's fine. I don't think she's a shill or a seal. But I could be wrong. Maybe I am. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But, like, again, I just think if George Lucas had have killed off any of the characters, it would have been, like, better, loyal. Better way out for those characters. I don't know why I stopped sharing my screen because I'm just going to go through these tabs actually. This was just another post that I saw. Mark Hamill was asked about what order you should watch the Star Wars movies, and he replies with, "I don't care." Now, I would need to see the context of the question being asked. I would need to see the context of the answering of the question and everything, and obviously how Mark Hamill feels. I actually think that Mark is so ingrained in real world politics that everything else surrounding him, like, he really doesn't care. I think Mark Hamill used to care about Star Wars, but with what and with what we know that. I'm getting a phone call. Sorry. With what we know that, or how he felt when he was making The Last Jedi, and, you know, the things that he was saying in interviews, and then obviously pulled back on all of that stuff. I just think that Star Wars, the funny thing is it's the only thing that Mark Hamill's got. It's the only legacy really that Mark Hamill has got, is that he was Luke Skywalker, and that was basically ripped away from him with The Last Jedi. And we were all sort of standing behind Mark when he was saying the things that he was saying around that time. But now that he's gone complete and total and full retard, and never go full retard, no one fucking gives a fuck about him anymore. No one gives a fuck about the legacy that was ruined, and how, like, the sympathy or that we would feel for you, or the empathy, or the, you know, how badly we would feel for you, that that your character and the one thing that you had to hang your hat on has been destroyed. Now we don't give a fuck. Now we don't give a fuck, because you know what? Our Luke Skywalker still exists. Our real Luke Skywalker through the expanded universe and through the original movies. And yeah, you did a good job in those original movies. It's too bad you had to become an absolute moron. It really is. And this is where separating, like, it's good that you're not going to play Luke Skywalker anymore. I mean, realistically, with what they've done with all of Star Wars, they should really just move away from any period of time that the Skywalkers exist. But, you know, the funny thing is with how you've been in the real world, Mark, if let's say they were to cast you as Luke Skywalker in the next Star Wars movie, no one's going to go because of you. And the funny thing is no one's no one's gonna go for Luke Skywalker either, because the character's been destroyed, and you as a person and you as an actor and the actor that played that destroyed character, that previously beloved character that's now been destroyed, we don't care about you either. We don't care about you either. So that's the Mark Hamill news. Then we go into some Andor news. Now, this is where Andor has officially reached the #1 ranking on the Nelson steaming charts. Steaming pile of dog shit? Streaming charts. The series was viewed for over 931 million minutes during the week of the final episodes. And once again, we're talking about 3 episodes of approximately an hour and a half, 2.5 to 3 hours of content. It's basically, what is that? 60, 120, 150 minutes, roughly. Basically, it's 150 to 180 minutes for one person to get through those 3 episodes. It's skewed. It's skewed. And if you're too dumb to recognize that, then you're too dumb to recognize that. If you can't sit there and actually do the math and do the calculations, then you're just reporting on such an overview, broad thing, and you're putting it out. It's completely false. It's completely false. You're putting it out there as like some amazing thing. Now, I'm not going to say like, the first 3 episodes that they dropped, I swear, people were willing to give it a chance based on some of the word of mouth that the by the end of the first season that got, right? Which to me is completely false as well. But anyway, it did what it did. Might have brought some people to come over and give season 2 maybe a little bit of a chance. And then those first 3 episodes, they lost some people. But then the problem was that everybody started saying how good it was getting and how amazing like the Gorman 3 episodes and stuff like that were, which may have then brought a few more people back. I mean, let's be real here. Star Wars Theory was tapped out after the first 3 episodes. And then, no doubt, because of the connections that he's got with Mauler and a few of those guys and stuff, and no doubt that there were people in his chat. I'm not just saying that it was the EFAP guys that would have got in his ear and said, watch it anyway. But then he goes and watches it. Now, I honestly don't know what his reactions are to it. I don't know whether or not he thought it was good. I don't know whether or not he thought it was bad. I got no reference point for that because I never even went back to check because I don't actually care. But you got to think, like, with what was being said about those, let's say those last 6 episodes, for example, maybe a few more people jumped on board. Now, you got to think about this too. Let's say we're talking about the final 3 episodes, and we're talking about a 4-week span. So just bear with me here and do some math and actually do some sort of head thinking here. Let's say, with the reactions that people had to season 1 and how season 1 essentially closed off, because we can't lie about that, people dropped off, and then a little bit of word of mouth came in for season 1, and it sort of did start to rise up a little bit. It's not to say that it was any good, but that's the trend that it actually took. Now, coming into season 2, the first week of season 2, a few more people that maybe would have given it a chance, came back to give it a chance or whatever, came back and gave it a chance. They were bored. They thought it was stupid. The wedding stuff, they thought it was ridiculous. They left, right? They don't come back for the second week, right? Episodes 4 through 6. They don't come back for those. It probably would have dipped and dropped off a little bit. But then the word of mouth from those 3 episodes gets a few more people back to the Gorman stuff. And then the reaction to that then gets a few more people back to for the last 3 episodes. But you know what those people are doing that tapped out after the first week are actually doing? They're catching up. They're catching up. So you're also counting minutes in those final 3 episodes for some of those people that went back and rewatched episodes 4 through to 9. 4 through 9. To catch up for the last 3 episodes to get to that 931 million minutes watched. But incorporated into that is probably some of those previous episodes where people went back to catch up, that tapped out early, that got told to go back and rewatch it. And there was hype around, especially after the Gorman stuff. I would say false hype. Like, the hype, I can't deny that people, were talking about it positively and stuff like that. Would have created a little bit of word of mouth, got around. People went back and gave it a second chance. But that's where, I look at the way that we have to view their rating system and stuff like that these days. And to me, it's just flawed on so many levels. You can sit there and say that on the Nelson ratings, it finally hit number 1. Yay! It reached number 1 ranking. Does that mean Kathleen Kennedy goes now? She got her success. And again, I want that to happen so that everybody can actually realize how much that won't change a damn thing. Kathy, you've had your success. Get the fuck out. So that we can prove to everybody that it was never Kathleen. Well, it's not that it was never Kathleen Kennedy, but moving forward, the culture within Lucasfilm that Kathleen Kennedy has built has created such a toxic Star Wars base that it's not even Star Wars anymore. So to me, yeah, you can say that the things that have blown this up is the fact that you've got 3 episodes of anywhere from 150 to 180 minutes worth of time, each individual person. And that doesn't include necessarily people going back and watching it a second time. So you haven't got more viewers. You've just got people viewing it more times. Nobody went back and rewatched The Acolyte. Nobody went back and rewatched Ahsoka. Nobody went back and rewatched Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't see why anybody would go back and rewatch Andor, but again, it's the best thing that Disney Star Wars has done. So why wouldn't some of these Disney shills and Disney sills and stuff like that go back and rewatch it a second time within a week or within a couple of days? That's going to add to that too. And then on top of that, you've got the people that went back and caught it up. And I believe that's how the rating system works now. So to me, it's completely flawed, it's completely false, and it's completely skewed. And you can't take this, you got to take this with a grain of salt. That this is sort of like a true, real figure of where it actually sits and how the fan base actually is perceiving Disney Star Wars right now. What's that move me into? Oh, that moves me into this. Yeah. So, Andor is a masterpiece. It's going to get awards. It is. It is because of the diverse cast. It is because, of the perceived writing. The thing is it's not going to get any awards based on anything to do with any revolving around sort of Star Wars or anything like that, right? I wouldn't get an award for best sci-fi or fantasy or anything like that. The only thing it's going to get awards for is best visual effects, right? Or best locations or best costumes or best writers. It might even get like something like one of the best TV shows, but it won't be like, you know, like I said, that there was some decent ideas and concepts within here that could work in the Star Wars universe. But what they did with this is just fucking, it's grabbing stuff from other places. It's bastardizing Star Wars, real Star Wars, while jangling keys and throwing shit in your face for the people that do see that shit. And then the rest of it is kind of hollow. And I'll tell you what, the way that the Andor series sort of lines up with Rogue One, it's kind of shit. It's kind of shit. You know, people want to sit there and say, oh, Andor makes Rogue One even better. In fact, I thought I kind of probably liked Rogue One a little bit more before it tied in with the Andor series, to be fair. So yeah, categories include outstanding drama series. Yep, drama series. Outstanding lead actor, Diego Luna, of course. Outstanding supporting actor, of course. You two Latinos. And they'll probably get it just because they are. Because Andor's performance in it is, Diego Luna's performance, I should say, in it is, you know, average at best. Moving into some Dave Filoni stuff. Dave Filoni says he admires Kevin Feige's approach to the MCU. Of course you would. You know, making the MCU, the MCU, making it all female and stuff like that is exactly what Dave Filoni wants to do with fucking Disney Star Wars. So why wouldn't he, you know, admire fucking Kevin Feige? In Star Wars, it's tricky because you need certain things to go before one another if they're in the same space of the way the audience will perceive it. I don't even know if I read that right. That's how fucking I didn't understand the statement. Well, okay. Wow. I'm fascinated by what Kevin Feige was able to pull off. I think it was so special and so unique. You notice I read better when I'm not on screen? It's weird. I just noticed it kind of then. And I was reading some stuff earlier that I'm like, whoa, why is that? Stage fright. And guess what, guys? That's all the Star Wars news there is, other than the Spaceballs stuff, which I'm not even going to count as Star Wars news. It's just parody. It could be good news. It could be fucking bad news. Ironheart in the toilet. Fucking oath. I read better when I'm not looking at you too. How you doing, Grant? Good to see you. It looks like it, dude. It actually does look like it, and we'll watch the trailer in a second. But once again, that's all the Star Wars news there is. I honestly can't find anything else. I don't know what is actually being said out there right now. You know, I watch the basically the gatekeepers when it comes to Star Wars stuff, and I haven't even really had a lot of time to watch those guys recently. I will say, like, this time of year, end of financial year for us, it's one of the busiest times. So, like, it's a lot going on. You get shy when you're on camera and start reading, right? Yeah, maybe. Hail the Gatekeepers Alliance. Yes, fucking hail the Gatekeepers Alliance.
You either want Disney Star Wars to fail, or you don't.
Sometimes people just need some space.
There are Lucas facts, and then there is cringe factor.
Explore the adherence to canon, continuity, and lore.
We have more fun ripping Disney Star Wars than the shills do enjoying it. And that triggers them.
Awesome. Riff says, it's not that. Sometimes Rhino feels so much rage that it affects his reading ability on camera. It probably could be right. You might be onto something there. Good day, Dr. Coffin Nails. Good to see you, brother. We need more Star Triggered streams. Well, it's up to the Star Triggered guys. That's up to them. The hard thing right now, the good thing with what they do is that obviously a lot of those guys, they rip on the Disney shills and like they pay attention to what they're doing and what they're saying and everything. But the hard thing I think right now for any Star Wars channel is maintaining a Star Wars channel. Because yes, Star Wars is dying. Yes, people are still paying attention, but Star Wars is dying. And especially with, like I've said it last week, I said it at the beginning of the stream, they blew their load early this year. Everything of any sort of quote-unquote importance in Disney Star Wars has been released. There's nothing left. There isn't any more. The next thing we're getting is, other than Visions, is the movie, right? That's the next, I believe, that's the next thing. And my God, I don't think that any sort of praise that Andor gets or has gotten, 9 months out from when we get the next Star Wars thing is going to make any sort of difference. Any sort of difference. The titles of their shows and the titles of their movies are ridiculous. A lot of the trailers that we see are ridiculous. There is nothing to it. They have taken away the immersion of Star Wars. They've taken away the excitement for Star Wars. They've removed the events for Star Wars and that Star Wars was. No one cares anymore. No one cares about Disney Star Wars anymore. People care about Star Wars. I care about Star Wars, for fuck's sake. But you know what I do care about? I care about maintaining the fact that if you like your sci-fi fantasy stories, you like your Star Wars, the best way to get it is, your 6 original movies and your expanded universe. It's the way to go. And I know, even for me, I knew the stories of the expanded universe. I knew about some of the characters. I knew about certain events and things like that. Man, since I've been reading the EU, I've realized how much I don't know. But you guys know, we were just talking about it. My reading ability isn't necessarily the greatest. So the ability to have audio books is fantastic. The thing that I hate is when they're abridged. That's why I haven't read as much of the expanded universe as I probably would have liked. But for what I am able to get, I'm able to perceive that what we see through Disney Star Wars is so far removed from what Star Wars is, the basis of Star Wars, the lore, the canon, the continuity of Star Wars, that it doesn't even resemble it anymore. It's so much in name only. Yeah, we could make the argument that they've done it to things like your Doctor Who's and your Star Treks and stuff like that. But the one thing that I can always hold my hat on is to say that I've always supported real Star Wars, and that I will continue to push that is the way to go. And it's too bad that the stories with the expanded universe have to come to an end, even if, let's say, they weren't able to even finish off or close off or pay off some of the storylines that they already had created, because they just throw it all in the bin. Fucking morons, man. Absolute morons. They had the golden goose. They had the golden goose. And yeah, the fact that Dave Filoni is saying like, oh, love what Kevin Feige is doing, blah, 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 blah. It just... Man, are any of you happy with what's happened with the MCU? I know I'm not. Dave is. It's kind of like when we heard that he was happy with what they did with The Acolyte. Thought that it was really good. Loved it. Fucking loved it. All right, let's watch this Spaceballs trailer. It's been out 10 hours. It has 1.3 million views with 70,000 likes and 521 dislikes. Not 1,000, just 521. It's a lot of views in 10 hours. All right, let's watch this. I'm not going to read it. You can read it as it goes. You guys would probably read it better than I would anyway. Gotta love the music. Oh, where was that? Now, I gotta say, it's kind of funny. Like, I love how sort of self-aware this is. And if it is this self-aware sort of thing through what they do, it could be good. Could be good. Not to mention 2 Dunes, 7 Jurassic Parks, 2 Avatar cost 3 oh man, 36 MCU movies with 2 different Robert Downey Jr.'s. Isn't that funny? A live-action animated Lion King prequel. I love that, how like it talks like, hang on, if I could just go back here. Where is it? I kind of do like this. A prequel trilogy, a sequel trilogy, a sequel to the prequel, a prequel to the sequel, countless TV spin-offs, sorry, a movie spin-off of a TV spin-off, which is both a prequel and a sequel. Oh, funny. And you gotta love Sam Mel Brooks. Like, I don't know. Just seeing him warms my heart. That's funny too. One Prometheus, which is kind of an alien movie. Right. For 38 years, there's only ever been one Spaceballs.
After 40 years, we asked, what do the fans want? But instead, we're making this movie.
There you go.
May the Schwartz be with you.
The Schwartz Awakens. They better not call it that.
With you. May the
2027. The Schwartz Awakens. It better not be called that. Call it The Search for More Money. That's right. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Oh man, I hope they do make like fun of the Disney purchase. This could be either really fucking good or really fucking bad. I don't think that there's any in between for this movie. It's either got to be really good or it's either got to be really bad. And the thing that the one thing that does sort of scare me with this is the fact that it's basically sort of like the title in this sort of the scroll in this sort of thing says. There's so many like remakes, spin-offs of everything now, live action remakes that and a lot of them have been bad, that you gotta temper your expectations on this. The worst thing that they could do with this is for this movie to ruin the first Spaceballs movie, which would be hard to do. It's hard for a parody to ruin a parody, but like, man, you gotta be careful with that. But yeah, so just call it The Search for More Money. Do not call it The Schwartz Awakens. Please. Please. And the fact that Mel Brooks is involved, good. So far, it all looks good and it all sounds good considering we only just got the announcement today. That's right, merchandising. Merchandising. Dude, SWA, you need to watch that movie. Need to watch it. Where's my Spaceballs movie? Is it there? There it is. It is just DVD, but there it is. Spaceballs. SWA, watch it. Watch it and get back to us. Let us know what you thought. All right, so that's that news. Like I said, could be good, could be bad. Everything that we've gotten from an announcement for it looks great. But that's the thing. I've said this. I've said it before. Looks great. Yeah, Spaceballs, the sweatshirt. I want one too. That's the thing. If you can merchandise from fucking an announcement like that, wow. Wow. Before we get into the Superman trailer, I thought this was kind of funny. So, Henry Cavill is apparently in Italy at the... I wouldn't Man, I can't pronounce it. Taormina? I don't know if that's how you say it. Film festival. And I just thought that this was really funny. With a Superman movie about to come out without Henry Cavill playing Superman, he bumps into a young fan at the film festival with a Superman t-shirt on that wants to say hello and get a photo with him. He allows that to happen. And I just thought, like I said, this is awesome. Like, it's cool. Little fan. Like, you know, it's probably been the Superman that he grew up with. And Henry Cavill, I think, as Superman is a really good depiction of Superman. Does Clark Kent, I think, pretty well. You know, it's cool. I'm not bagging this. I'm almost just sort of bagging the fact that I still think that they made a mistake getting rid of Henry Cavill as Superman. You could have still had Henry Cavill as Superman and sort of rebooted the universe if that's what you wanted to do. You know, you just have to make it very, very well known that this has no connection to the Snyderverse stuff. But anyway, and the fact that they kept other cast members is stupid. But anyway, I just saw this. I thought it was.
My name is Giovanni.
Giovanni, very nice to meet you. I'm Henry. You having a good day?
I gotta say, I don't like his little comb over thing. I wonder what the women think. Look at that. I don't like that. Just have it back, man. Just fucking, you don't need this fucking part. Anyway. I also love how candid Henry Cavill is. Like, he is truly like a nerd and a geek and stuff like that. And we've seen that. And I think he's proven that. Now, I don't know whether or not he's one of those typical Hollywood elites. He certainly doesn't come across that way, but you never really know. He is an actor. But he certainly does come across as pretty genuine. Let's just say that. The kid seems pretty sort of starstruck when she's.
Non me l'aveva detto il
Okay. I love that bit. The kid's, you know, he's a kid. He just jumps down off the stage. But Henry's little head nod there. Like he was going to help him down. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. He made it. Also, too, with somebody like that, like, you know, if that kid jumps down and, you know, let's say breaks his ankle, what's to say that the mother or the father that's there with him doesn't try and sue Henry for, you know, injuring their kid, despite the fact that Henry was super nice and everything. You know what I mean? But yeah, like just the little head nod there. Oh, shit. Good. He made it. All good. We're sweet. So I did think, like, I saw that and I kind of thought it was funny that, like, this little kid, you know, sees Henry. He's got a Superman t-shirt on, loves him as Superman, and wants to get a picture with him or whatever, autograph, whatever, you know. And, you know, we've got a Superman trailer. We got a Superman trailer. All right, let's watch this.
Superman. The most powerful being on planet Earth. We finally meet. Now, as planned, I'll destroy you. And of course, that reporter you always do interviews with. Who raised you as a child? I'll kill them too.
I gotta agree, there's a couple of parts.
No matter what you do to me, Luther, your plans won't work.
a lot of this stuff, a lot of the flying and the fighting, which is where you want your CGI to look the best, actually looks the worst.
Wrap it up.
Good luck with that.
Basically, you're basically breaking the fourth wall with the teeth hitting the camera. And to me, like with what everybody's been saying about this is basically James Gunn. It's all about James Gunn. The whole thing, all the promotion, it's all about Gunn. Gunn. And guess how he inserts himself into the movie? By giving himself the fourth wall to break. Through some teeth bouncing off it. Guess who's on the other side of that camera? James Gunn.
Make a move, Big Blue.
Buckle up.
They chose him. Let them die. Hey! Quit messing around.
I'm not messing around.
I don't like this
stuff.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
That looks horrible. That last flying sequence there, that looks so bad. That doesn't even look like him. What is that face? You know what this reminds me of? The CGI removal of the mustache. You know what I'm talking about on Henry. That looks so fucking bad. Looks like Nathan Fillion. That looks shit ass. And even in this bit where he's like up here, why does he always look cross-eyed? He looks like he's got a lazy eye. His hands look like fucking stubs. He's got fucking fat ass hands in that. Nothing about this image looks like he was even there. The entire image looks CGI created. Why is this eye looking over here and this eye is almost looking like dead ahead? I'm sorry. I think that this Superman movie is going to blow Fantastic Four out of the water. But this trailer, people want to say, oh, you know, maybe they'll finish it. You know, they've just dropped a trailer. I'm sorry. If you're dropping images, make sure that all of those images are completed images. They need time to finish. Come on. Come on. Do you remember trailers that we were getting in the 90s and the early 2000s? Yeah, people would complain about some of it, but they weren't sitting there saying, "Oh, it'll get better later." Like they were what we saw. What we got was what we saw in the trailers. This trailer sold me. Look, I'm not. Nothing about this movie or this trailer or anything that I've seen about this Superman movie has been, I would say, like super bad PR. You know, not like a Rachel Zegler level of anything to do with this. Whereas on the other side, you've got Fantastic Four, which has been riddled with the cast saying stupid shit, blatant like not race swaps, gender swaps and stuff like that. Things being said about it that are making people nervous about it. There's been nothing really like that in for this Superman movie. Not that I've seen anyway, or not that I've heard people talking about, other than the fact that James Gunn just keeps inserting James Gunn into James Gunn. Which isn't promising. But it's less worse. It's less bad than, you know, what we've got out of the Fantastic Four promotional stuff and everything. Let's see. So yeah, I don't know. If I was going to go and watch one of these movies at the movies, the funny thing is even though I'm a bigger Marvel guy than I am a DC guy, I would probably be more inclined to go and see Superman than I would Fantastic Four. And you know what? I might just get a free ticket for both of them. So you didn't like the Suicide Squad 2? Never watched it. I never watched it. Was that James Gunn? Hey, I liked Guardians of the Galaxy. That was James Gunn. But like, I find with somebody like James Gunn, he's a bit like he's got his James Gunnisms, if that makes sense. A bit like J.J. Abrams has his J.J. Abrams-isms. Like, there's two main parts of this trailer that I actually really don't like. The first one is the breaking of the fourth wall. Camera. And the other one is that it's supposed to be a comedy line. Doing important stuff.
Hey! Quit messing around!
I'm not messing around. I'm doing important stuff.
I don't like it. I don't like either of those two things. But I will say they could be minor things. We better not have Superman breaking the fourth wall. We better not have Superman breaking the fucking fourth wall. And that's really it. That's all I sort of had. Now, I didn't have any seals of the week until not long before the stream starts. And then Mike Hill sent me one. This is the other thing too, is without there being a lot of stuff to talk about for Star Wars, I know that the shills are still shilling a little bit, but like I don't follow them. So like I went and had a look. I went and had a look at Jacob's page, and all he's doing is retweeting other people. He's not really making too many of his own posts. Yeah, there was something about a Star Wars book or something in there. And then there was also Kyle Katarn, again, sort of retweeting other people. So this week's going to be a little unique. And we'll explain why after we play the little stinger.
I'm all the Jedi.
All right. Oh, I didn't share. Oops, my mistake. So this week, nominee number 1 is Sawyerism. And she says, Happy Pride Month to our favorite gay icon, Wilhoff Tarkin. What am I clapping for? We're seal clapping. Seal clapping. I don't know. You're not clapping. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, nominee number 1 this week is Sawyerism. And due to the fact that this is the most ridiculous one that I could find, and the only one I could find, she's also the winner of this week's Seal of the Week. So thank you, Sawyerism. Congratulations. You are this week's Seal of the Week. Sorry, guys, I got no poll. I got no other fucking seals. She just wins it. And we're not going to play the full stinger. We'll just give her this. There you go. Rhino's targeting her again. And that's pretty much it, guys. I was going to... I was considering thinking about watching one of these. I know that you watched some of these with Justin, Star Wars Marvel Purist, watching one of the makings of, we got the 1977 Star Wars doco. Actually, I think that's told from the perspective of R2-D2 and C-3PO. Yeah, that's a different one. I don't really want to watch that one. Empire of Dreams. That full. Can I watch these without getting hit, or would I get hit for watching these? We got episode 1. We might watch. We might go through some of these. Once again, I know that Star Wars Marvel Purists just recently went through them, but I think that these things are cool to watch, and we can hang out and talk about Star Wars we love. But I'm not going to do it today. Because my head's feeling worse, and I'm actually not doing great. So we got an hour and a half in, and I think we'll wrap it up there. Not that I like doing that. I like going a bit longer, and yeah. But we will wrap it up there. Thank you again, guys, for hanging out. Appreciate it. Oh, I missed fucking this before. E. Clay Thomason gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. I saw it flick past and we were just getting into the trailer and then it went past and I'm sorry, I missed it. E. Clay Thomason, I fucking thank you very much. And to all the members, I appreciate all of you. Sent member chats and the lurkers. SWA, thank you for your super chat. Nolan became the massive supporter this week, and I really appreciate that. I owe you a couple of shots on Flashcast for those super chats. Really appreciate that. And appreciate you guys being here, just hanging out. I'm sorry I wasn't on camera. I hate not being on camera. Next time I will be. But yeah, we'll be back next week to talk about some other shit. We'll see what comes up. We'll see what we can talk about. And hopefully I'll be feeling a bit better. You can catch me on Flashcast this weekend. And other than that, I don't know. I might be around. You never know. But take care, everyone. We will see you next week for another Casual Rage.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the movie. There's one scene that sticks out, and it probably sticks out for everybody, which is that, have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Put a ticket in and make a name gay!
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt! A few minutes? Are you kidding? At the rate they're gaining?
No, what is it? You have to shoot this. Traveling through hyperspace is like Dustin Crop's kid. Without precise calculations, we fly too close to a store. They're bounce into a supermarket and then...
Yeah.
It'd be a hell of a mess.
What's that?
Watch. You're losing your deflector shields. Go strap yourselves in. Be careful on the way out.
Yeah, sure. I'm taking very caution.
You go away.
We bounced too near a supermarket?
Bye, Keely.